What is going on, beautiful people? We're here talking about week number 15, and we will be breaking down all the injuries, things you need to know walking into your week 15 battle that you're likely facing because you watch this show, so you're prepared. You got the depth. You got the Tony Pollards. When one door closes, another door opens. Yes, we'll talk about ETN. Yes, we'll talk about Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel, Kenny Walker, and more. Michael KCPA, first in the building yet again. Axe, appreciate you. OEG, Ron Navy, Nori, Danger, Ant Carter, Marcos, appreciate you all. Johnny 2K, hit that thumb up button. Subscribe if you're new. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al...
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show with your boy, breaking down all the news and notes and things you need to know about walking into 2022 week number 15. But we still have the Monday night game over in the corner here, counting down to kick off. So I'm excited about this game, as should you be excited about this game. Let's dig straight into it. Appreciate every single one of you filing on in here. Please hit that thumb up button. Subscribe if you're new. You found your new home. Okay, you found your new home. We're live Monday through Friday, every single Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. What show does that? On top of going live whenever news breaks, whenever breaking news, big breaking news breaks, I want you to think of me. I want you to say, where can I find out what people are saying about this? What does somebody think about this? What does a big group in a community like this one think about this breaking news? Oh, wait a minute. Smitty's live right now. Smitty goes live whenever news breaks. That's what I want you to think about when you think about this channel. Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, whenever news breaks. And I'm also live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at midnight. Most every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So join me. On top of all the other uploads that we do. You know what I'm saying? So we do it live. That's how we roll. Let's get to the breaking news.
From the fantasyfootballshow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Ron Navy, Michael CPA in the building. Appreciate you both here. Super chat legends. Okay, let's get to this piece of news right here. So indications are that Deebo Samuel suffered. Oh wait, this is the old news. This is the newest one. Let me send this over. Let's see if I can get this sent over to. There we go. I'm gonna drag each one of these on screen here. So Deebo Samuel is expected to potentially be back now before the season ends. I don't know. We'll have to see on this one. Remember what I told you all yesterday? What did I say? What did non-Dr. Smitty say? What did deepfake Dr. Smitty say yesterday about Deebo? That he suffered a knee injury. He had to have suffered a knee injury, but everyone kept reporting that it was an ankle. And it was an ankle because his ankle got twisted. But as I told you and explained to you in very thorough detail with all my models and everything, we'll put the foot on the bottom. When his foot turned, you can only do two things to your knee. You can either turn and damage your hip if your knee was to go to straight 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock, or your knee twists at the bottom right here. Either way, you're damaging something if your leg is at a complete like 3 o'clock. You're either breaking your ankle, and so your entire leg stays exactly where it is and the ankle breaks, or you're twisting your knee. We saw his knee bend. His knee essentially went like this, and as you can see, that would be the LCL would be stretched right there. His knee bent this way, and that stretches this ligament right here, the MCL. So he's dealing with an MCL sprain on top of an ankle sprain. And I'll tell you right now, the MCL is the bigger injury, not the ankle sprain. High ankle sprains can linger and last quite a long time, but the MCL is painful. The integrity of the knee is compromised at that moment. So it's going to be ridiculous for them to rush him back if they're looking at very little change in terms of their playoff seeding or whatever. It's more important to have a healthy Deebo in the playoffs. So you can bet your bottom dollar the Niners will be very careful bringing him back at all. So if anybody's getting their hopes up that he's going to be helping them during the fantasy football season, I don't know that I would be completely excited about that. I would maybe have some hope for it, but I think it's highly unlikely he suits up anytime before like week 17, week 16, or week 17. So we only have week 15, week 16, and week 17 left. So it's crazy when you think about that. You're like, he could come back maybe in a week or two. No, I don't think he can because we got 3 weeks left. It's absolutely crazy. So fantasy season, he's probably done still. Don't drop him yet. Let the dust settle. Maybe the MCL sprain is very minor. Maybe the high ankle sprain is different than we think. Don't drop him yet. But I highly doubt that this guy is going to be, suiting up anytime soon. No, I wasn't saying he had an high ankle sprain. I'm saying that high ankle sprains, like a lot of people think that an MCL, when they were talking about the knee injury, like the most significant ankle sprain is a high ankle sprain. And a high ankle sprain takes you out for a while, and some people think that's the worst injury you could have in this scenario. And I'm saying the MCL would even outdo the high ankle sprain in terms of time needed to recover, unless it's a very small tear to his MCL. But MCL, if you have a grade 1, grade 2, there's different ranges inside those grades too. Just because you have a grade 1 doesn't mean you don't have almost borderline grade 2, So so get ready for Deebo to return for the playoffs, the NFL playoffs, but not your fantasy playoffs. But again, maybe you don't cut him until the dust settles. So that's the Deebo Samuel news. Christian McCaffrey is still dealing with the knee irritation. Expect him to be listed on the injury report maybe even next week too as he plays through this, but seems no worse for the wear as of right now, which is great news. The Cowboys have signed T.Y. Hilton. We'll see how that shakes out. T.Y. is a talented guy, so it's a good football move for sure. This one right here, Deebo Samuel, I got that. Kenneth Walker is the big news I think everybody's been waiting on all day. Listed as limited in Monday's session, expected to potentially play in week number 15 here on a Thursday night. Quick turnaround. There was some thinking, and this is what I believe to be the case. I think it's accurate, that the reason he didn't play, even though he's very, very close to playing, is that they wanted to keep him healthy for this quick turnaround. Had he played injured and had only a short amount of time to then turn around and play Thursday night during this very, very important division tilt against the 49ers, he probably wouldn't have been able to do it. He probably wouldn't have been able to play. So this is a smart move in a sense, holding Kenneth Walker out this week 14 to get him ready for week 15. Hopefully we get only good news, things progress, and Kenny Walker is able to play. It is a very tough matchup against the 49ers. Stout rush defense, but if you own Walker, you're probably going to play him. So Kenny Walker news, hopefully he does play. Head coach Mike McDaniel, Miami Mike, said Tyreek Hill, his ankle injury seems more of the bumps and bruises category or variety, and that he could work through it. Sounds like he'll be good to go for Saturday versus the Bills. That's good news if you own Tyreek Hill. Hopefully Waddle can get even a little bit healthier, and Waddle can play well in week number 15. That's pretty much all the news that was different from what we talked about like yesterday. So I think that we're looking pretty good on some of these guys, and then Deebo obviously is out, but hopefully Kenneth Walker plays. ETN's causing panic throughout the fantasy football community, and rightly so. He's getting volume, but the production's not there. He actually got a lot of volume at the end of the day. It was like 17, 18 carries. I think it was 17 carries. The numbers weren't there. It's bad usage. It's not all on ETN. It's they're bad play calls. They're not great designed runs. They're at the wrong time. He's getting corralled up immediately. I don't know what to think. I mean, you could definitely sit him if you've got all options that are like, let's say you've even got Zonovan Knight. You're gonna have a dilemma on your hands of ETN or Zonovan Knight if you're talking safety. So we'll have to play that by ear, case by case. I personally am going to find a way to start ETN. I'm not sitting ETN for mediocre options like Alex saying Cordero Patterson. I'm not doing that. If I have to let the whole house burn down and throw ETN in there, hit that thumb up button. 170 of you in here, only 59 thumbs up. I'll let it burn to the ground before I'm going to swap him out for somebody that's got just as much risk. And you're gonna put ETN on the bench. However, if you have a very awesome arsenal of running backs, let's say you've got Tony Pollard, and you've got guys that are all around that territory of value, you can be flexible and you can take a chance on sitting ETN and putting another player in that you feel is very, very productive as a good matchup, and then play it by ear. But no way am I sitting ETN across the board, regardless of the scenario or situation. I realize everybody's very upset at him, and I am too. And I'm not. I feel like there's a 50-50 chance he bounces back, and that's not great. I mean, I wish I could come out here and say 80%, guys. I think he's gonna. I don't know because it's the usage and the fact that they threw the ball over 40 times, and not one target directed to ETN, or there wasn't one target accounted for ETN, is mind-boggling to me, because ETN he's an absolute amazing pass-catching running back, and they refuse to use him. It's crazy. So that's what we got for the news. Hit that like button on your way in the door. We're going to open up the phone lines in just a little bit here. We got the voicemails to get to. We got a super chat from Caden. Caden says, fire up Ayuk this week over Swift in the flex. Oh, God. Swift was another one that just didn't deliver at all. Like, just completely crapped the bed. I mean, Jamal did too. The entire run game did. I don't know that I would blame that on Swift. I'd blame it on the Lions and the way that they deployed the running game. Because Jamal didn't do anything either. So, I don't know that you could pinpoint it on Swift. If you're going to bench Swift, you got to bench Jamal if you're going to take that stance. So, in terms of this, I mean, Ayuk might be a safer play. I don't know that he's got more upside than Swift, but he's definitely safer. And we'll have to take these case by case as well. So, file on in. Caden, appreciate your super chat, young man. Thank you for dropping that. Let's go to the voicemails now. If you want to leave a voicemail for me on the daily show, right around 7:20 p.m. Eastern, every single day on the Monday through Friday show, I answer voicemails from the voicemail subscriber group. And if you want to become that person, you want to be dropping daily voicemails for me that I answer here on the show, play your message, answer your question, go to Instagram, The Fantasy Football Show. On my profile, you're going to click the subscribe button. It's $4.99 a month. That's it. $4.99 a month. You get into a voicemail group where everybody leaves me these voicemails, and I play them on the daily. If you want in on that, if that sounds good to you, and you also want to be in a chat group that you can communicate with other like-minded subscribers that are in here talking on top of all that, see all the conversations being had, then this is the group for you. So go to Instagram, The Fantasy Football Show, and click that subscribe button. This one's from Carl.
The difference between my opponent and I getting that 6th seed in the playoffs is Devontae Parker scoring 13 points in a half-point PPR league with big play bonuses. Do you, in your honest opinion, think he got that?
I'm going to say no, but let's let the chat vote on that one. Devontae Parker, I mean, anything's possible, but I'm going to go ahead and say no. Michael KCPA says ETN or Najee. Brian Robinson, Murray. I guess Brian Robinson is safest. I might still contemplate ETN. Michael KCPA, appreciate you. George became a YouTube exclusive member. To the moon. All right, next voicemail. Again, if you want to be a part of the voicemail group, thefantasyfootballshow.com. Click on subscribe on my profile on Instagram.
Hey, Smitty. This is my first time using this.
Attaboy.
I got E.T. Jr., if I'm saying his name right. I got Mixon. I got White.
E.T. Jr.
I got E.T. Jr., if I'm saying his name right. I got Mixon. I got White. I got
ETN?
Dylan. I need to pick 3 of them. So I don't know if I'm short on one of them. Dylan, E.T. Jr., Mixon, Pierce too I got. So I need to pick 3 if you can help me. Thanks.
Who's E.T. Jr.? ETN? You think he's saying ETN? I think he's saying ETN. So ETN, let's listen.
So the difference between... Hey, Smitty. This is my first time using this.
ETN.
E.T. Jr., if I'm saying his name right.
I think he's saying
Mixon.
ETN.
I got White. I got Dylan. I need to pick 3 of them. So I don't know if I'm short on one of them. Dylan, E.T. Jr., Mixon.
E.T. Jr.
Pierce too I got.
Pierce,
So
yeah.
I need to pick 3 if you can help me. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not starting Dylan over those guys if that's ETN. I don't know who ET phone home. I don't know who ET Jr. is, but yeah. There you go, bro. Leave another message if you got that wrong.
What up, Smitty?
Nice call. That's how I like them, short and sweet. Yeah, buddy. You guys want to know the prototypical call that I like. Short and sweet. This is it right here.
What up, Smitty?
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate that comment.
What up, Smitty? The only thing standing in my way from playoffs right now is the 9th seed scoring 22 points at DeAndre Hopkins tonight. Do you think DeAndre's going to hit that point?
22 points? I'd say probably
Thanks.
not. Possible, but probably not. Probably not. But that's always possible. Anything's possible.
Pick 3. You got ETN, Pollard.
You mean ETN?
Swift,
Hold on.
Pacheco.
You mean ETN, ET Jr., bro? I think he misspoke.
Hey, Smitty, pick 3. You got ETN, Pollard, Swift, Pacheco, Rashad White, and Najee. Hey, Smitty, pick 3. You got ETN, Pollard, Swift, Pacheco, Rashad White, and Najee. And J.K. Dobbins.
Najee and J.K. Pacheco, Swift, Pollard. I mean, you have to go Pollard. That's a lock. This is obviously for next week. I'm going ETN. And I'm still going Swift. Do I feel very confident about it? No. I feel good about Pollard. But do I feel ultra confident about Najee, Pacheco, Rashad White? I don't trust JK. JK did very well. I admit he had an amazing run and had a good day, but it's a trap situation from week to week. I don't mind if someone wants to go JK over Swift, by all means. Like I'm no way, shape, or form gonna suggest that anybody should stray away from their gut. And JK's okay. Like I'm okay. Like I could probably say, if I was gonna swap somebody out, because Swift continues to fail us, let's go with that then. Let's go with that. I'm okay with that. Pollard, ETN, JK. But I don't know that I'm locked in on that third player. Like, let's just put it that way. Like, let's take this away. I would say these two. I'm still trusting ETN from these examples, but I'm not sure right now. I think we play this by ear. I don't think I have a set answer on this third player. I could be talked into JK. I could be talked into Najee. I could be talked into Pacheco. I could be talked into Swift. I'm going to wait on this. I'm going to wait on giving you an answer here. I'd say my instincts to lean Swift, but that's initially, and I could definitely change my mind, most certainly. So let's hit it again later.
Hey, Smitty, pick 3.
Hey, Smitty. Should I start Tua this week or Brock Purdy? What do you think?
Oof. You know, as much as I want to say Tua, like, without hesitation, I don't know anymore. Did he get figured out? Is Tua done? Is Tua going to bounce back? What do you guys think about Tua versus Brock Purdy? Let's see what the group thinks. I don't want to just say Tua and just keep throwing more good money after bad. But I also don't want to say that things can't turn back around for him, because they were cooking for a while. Any update on Tyreek? I hit it at the top. He should be fine. He's dealing with nicks and bruises, quote unquote. We got Tamia says Brock, Dirty Purdy hurt. He's got a oblique injury, but I don't think it's serious. Hill was hobbled at the end of the game. He'll be fine. Probably Tua, only barely. Tua's arm's terrible. Kenneth Walker versus San Fran, up or down? I mean, we don't know yet. He's hit the beginning of the show. I talk about that. Brock Purdy all day, says D-Class. Purdy has a lot of weapons. My Smitty Moon Man team made the playoffs. Nice work, bro. Tua looks scared and rattled. Tua has terrible schedule. Purdy, probably Tua. This is all over the place, bro. All over the place. Let's give it a little time this week and then come to a conclusion at the end of the week. I really do like Purdy, but he does play on Thursday night. We hate Thursday night games, right? I don't know. Tua's capable. Like, he's got the weapons. So does Purdy. They both have great weapons. They both have a great situation. Chris says Tua's the GOAT. I don't think you can say that statement, Chris. I can't let that go. I didn't mean to let that go so long, Chris. I'm sorry. I meant to do a little take a lap. You can't say he's the GOAT, though. I can't let that go. I can't let that go. You can't just come in and say he's the GOAT. I threw away the Tua goggles a couple days ago. I shouldn't have did that. I should have kept them. They were actually, the prescription was just slightly off. Let's swing back and hit this one later, but that's a great question. Lewis.
What's up, Smitty? I'm just wondering what your thoughts are on Evan Ingram moving forward, if he can be like that sort of reliable tight end one. The targets have been there, and I wrongfully put Moreau in my lineup this week instead of him.
Yeah, but you didn't know.
Lastly, if Chig could come close to him, I know he's seen a couple targets, but on my side, I think Evan Ingram would probably be the best bet rest of season between those guys, but just wondering what your thoughts are on that. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, how can you sit Evan Ingram? This comes back to when a person's on fire, literally sizzling on fire and burning. They're so hot, and that's the case with like Tony Pollard, Christian Watson. Anytime you've got that amount of heat that you're creating, you got to be run out there. So Ingram's a must play. Until he falls, he's a must play. A must play. And you just got to roll with it. There's 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. You don't just, like, that's a crazy amount of yards and targets and touchdowns and production. It wasn't like he had a 80, 90 yard or 100 yard in a touchdown game. That was quite a day. So he's a must start right now. And the
other hot topic will probably be ETN. The other guys I have in my team are Saquon and Walker. McKinnon is the other depth piece I have. Do you think McKinnon could probably play over ETN this week in a tough matchup against Dallas?
Maybe. We'll go there. As Niner by nature, I don't know why you can't super chat. Are you in a new area? Did you travel? Are you traveling? A lot of people that travel have an issue sometimes. I don't know. McKinnon's going to be the number one waiver wire pickup of the week. And it's not like Pacheco's job was taken from him. He still got the carries, but they're using McKinnon as a weapon. They're doing things with McKinnon we wish they would do with Pacheco, because Pacheco is a hard runner. He didn't get his job taken from him, but he got his receiving work taken from him. So it's a tough spot, to be in, especially if you have Pacheco and you're hoping for all this volume, and now you may not get it. I don't know. So we'll have to play it by ear. I think right now, there's a strong chance we lean toward McKinnon over ETN until ETN proves it. But that's a good option. Like, I know it seems like maybe, okay, is that a risky option, Smitty? A little bit, because you don't know that McKinnon's going to get that receiving volume again. Probably will get looked at, a ton. I don't know that he's a guarantee, but he's certainly a nice option right now. And if you're going to take a gamble on ETN, who's to say you can't take a gamble? Who's to say that gamble on McKinnon getting the same kind of receiving volume is any different than the gamble that you'd be taking on ETN? So ETN or Pacheco, you can make a case for either side, bro. You really could. You can make a case for I'm all in on ETN, I'm going to ride it out. Or you could say Pacheco is still getting a good, hefty volume. Or you could say, hey, this is the game that kind of turned into the McKinnon show. Maybe Pacheco gets 8 carries next week, no receptions, and gets you 24 yards. And ETN gets 17 carries again, but instead of getting, a very low yardage total, maybe ETN turns he was ripping off 8 and 11 yards per carry earlier on in the season, and he wasn't doing it like once in a while. This was what he did on the regular. So I I'm not saying that ETN's for sure going to bounce back, but if I've got ETN on my squad and I don't have an amazing option, I'm still rolling with him at least in my flex spot. But that's me, and I understand if nobody else wants to do that. I get it if you got a Miles Sanders. I get it if you got a Pollard. I get it if you got a McKinnon and you want to ride the hot hand. By all means, I agree with that for the most part. And I could easily, Smitty, approve a decision like that. But if anybody's going to, like Cordero Patterson was a question earlier. Not that Cordero can't go out and score 100 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground any given week, but that isn't a player that's going to sit ETN for me. A Pollard 100% would. McKinnon, I'm strongly thinking about it. How good McKinnon looks, how heavily involved he is, and how trusted of a weapon, not just a receiving back, but a weapon he is for that Kansas City Chiefs offense. And how good and smooth they look when he's being rolled out there, moved all over the field. So, next question. I think I got to this one.
And the other hot topic will probably...
All right, this is guilty.
Got offered Hollywood, Pacheco, and Olave for Chase. And I know it's Chase, but for context, I'm safe. I'm in the playoffs, number 1 seed, bye week, first round of the playoffs. It'll just be for the championship match. With it being a Week 17 game for me, do you think they would even probably be resting Chase around Week 17? That's kind of what I'm...
Okay, what's the trade?
Got offered Hollywood, Pacheco, and Olave for Chase.
No. You can't start thinking too much, like trying to outthink yourself. Like there are teams you think are going to sit their starters and they say, no, we're going to play them, and then they don't end up sitting him. Like to try and think this many moves ahead, that would be, I'd rather lose getting screwed out of some kind of like weird chases being sat, and I didn't see it coming, than to trade him away and watch him win somebody a league. You just can't do it, guilty. You're overthinking it. This is you trying to break up with Jamar Chase before he breaks up with you. You can't overthink it. Jamar is Jamar. And that's the bottom line. There's no what if 3 weeks from now something happens and he gets hit by a bus or he goes hiking and he's missing, or ETN phone home comes down from another planet and kidnaps him. Like, you can't think like that. There's just no way to know what we're talking about there. 2 weeks away from the season ending, let alone 1. Nobody should be playing the final week anyway, week 18. So week 17, it's hard to know if a team would even contemplate sitting starters, or maybe they play 3 quarters. We don't know. Jamar Chase even playing 2 or 3 quarters in that final game could still end up getting you 100 and a touchdown. So no, guilty. No. Okay, so that's it for the voicemail group there. I got voicemail group number 1 and voicemail group number 2. They dropped no messages for this show. Not one single message. We're going to the phone calls.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into the show and ask me a question. Let's go. Trade Andrews and Saquon for CMC and Schultz. Yeah, I think, James, I think everybody in here would tell you to smash that trade. Do it live. Do it now. Like, what? Trade Andrews and Saquon for CMC and Schultz. You better do that. Like, for sure, bro. Like, that's a no-brainer. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
It's E.T. Jr.
E.T. Jr., what's up?
I'm just wondering, would you rather have Jeff Wilson or McKinnon for the rest of the season?
McKinnon, by a lot.
No faith in Jeff Wilson, yeah?
Well, I mean, do you have faith in him after this week?
No.
Yeah,
garbage.
You probably shouldn't. I mean, look, fantasy football is volatile. It's fickle. It's up and down. You got to adjust and adapt. You can't focus on what you get wrong, what you get right. You can't even soak on what you get right too long. You got to move forward. You got to adjust and adapt. McKinnon right now looks way, way better than Jeff Wilson. I don't even know if Jeff Wilson, yeah, he's injured. I don't even know what his role is going to be moving forward at all. Even if he comes back healthy, no clue. I mean, I'd drop Jeff Wilson for McKinnon in a millisecond.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then any changing thoughts on Jamison Williams?
I like him a lot. I told everybody acting like he was going to do something his first week back. He didn't. He didn't even catch a pass. His second week back showed a little flash. That was great to see. He could be one of those things where he comes out and has a really good game. He starts playing amazing moving forward, or he has another down game and then he comes back. Like, this is one of those things where in the final 2 weeks of the season, and when I mean final 2 weeks, I don't mean fantasy season. I mean like week 17 and 18. You're not playing week 18. You are playing week 17. There's always 1 or 2 or 3 players that go absolutely bonkers in the final 2 weeks. Only the final 2 weeks is almost always the case. And then you don't know what to make. You're flying high walking into the next year, wondering what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to be one of those guys that just blooms at the very end, and we all get really excited about him. Would I start him as a wide receiver 3 at week number 15? I suppose it depends on what my scenario looks like. If you're in a very big league, sure. I mean, Jamison Williams is capable of a touchdown grab, in any one of his remaining games. So that alone makes him, a nice little option if you're in a very, very, very big league. But if you have a bunch of solid wide receiver spots, you can't be contemplating this guy coming off his ACL tear, still trying to get into his rhythm, trying to find his place in the offense, learning the playbook, probably not playing, he's not going to play every single snap. They're still easing him back. They want to have him for the long term, and he's special. He's very special. So I love him. I love him. I think he's got a lot of upside. I like St. Brown more, but that doesn't mean that couldn't change his fantasy football. Things are volatile.
And then Mark Andrews in the panic chamber?
Yeah, he's going to be in the panic chamber for sure. Yeah, I would say, but doesn't mean I don't like him in the panic chamber. Like Barkley's in the panic chamber. Barkley's 100% in the panic chamber, but I still like Barkley, So, like, he's in the panic chamber. We're worried like crazy, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you, Smitty.
Yeah, later. I got 2 more callers on the phone here. Niner by Nature, you're up first. What can I help you with, Niner by Nature?
Man, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for Purdy. I'm excited for – I told Raj and those guys weeks ago, you got to get Purdy out there. I'm so glad he's out there. He looks good, bro. He looks good.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go off on football a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I'm gonna go off on football a little bit. So if you got time, you got like at least 2 minutes for a therapy session. You know what I'm saying? You got 2 minutes for a therapy session.
All right,
man, you my therapist.
Let's put a timer up, okay? We'll put a timer up.
Okay.
We're gonna put a let's see, stopwatch. Here we go. 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes.
So look, 2 minutes. Okay. First of all, I want to say congratulations, man. You doing your thing, man, regarding to this YouTube and your business, your fantasy thing. Your channel is growing. I remember you only had like on a couple thousand subscribers. And then now you up there. So I'm you know what? Congratulations to that. Keep grinding, brother. You know what I'm saying? Mental health first, because I know you grinding because you a grinder, bro. You know what I'm saying? You a grinder. You like, no, you know what? Everything else, I need to grind. So at the end of the day, man, congratulations to that. And secondly, I want to say congratulations to Purdy too, man. Purdy doing his thing, man. I can't lie. Purdy doing his thing, and now people can see that Jimmy Garoppolo's record regarding to what he was doing, it ain't all on him. It's because the team is so great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like everybody want to say, oh, Jimmy record is this and Jimmy record is that. Nah, man. Like Purdy he has a similar skill set to Jimmy, but he better than Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't been watching Niner football this season that much because I've been on the over the road. You already know I was in trucking school when we talked last time, and I'm done with trucking school. Now I'm on the road. I just left Arizona not too long ago, and now I'm heading to Nevada.
Congrats on getting out of trucker school and doing your thing.
Man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. So overall, I haven't been watching that much because of my mental health and because Kyle Shanahan was making me grow gray hairs, man. For real, real talk. Like Kyle Shanahan, I'm telling you, bro, he don't learn from his mistakes, and that type of cat will never win a Super Bowl, man. Like Brock Purdy, I like Brock Purdy. I just hope that Kyle Shanahan keep Brock Purdy healthy and protect that man because he's not protecting.
Hey James, hang tight. I got your super chat right here. James, you here?
And I still think that Trey Lance still got a chance, but I think Trey Lance needs to go to another team. That's
yeah. They need to trade.
You know what I'm saying?
They need to trade Trey Lance because he can't. He doesn't have. Shanahan doesn't believe in him for whatever. Like look, Brock Purdy. What Brock Purdy's able to do, it's almost like his favorite son came in, or like his real son. Like he's got a player on the team that's not his son, and a player on his team that's his son. It's like, oh, Brock Purdy goes in, he gets everything. But it doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, you guys have, in my opinion, and it's really early on, but you have potentially your future starting quarterback. And I think by the end of the year, everyone's going to feel that way. He's poised. He's great in the pocket. He's good under pressure. When this is what I wanted for you. When everybody kept saying, "Oh, you got to keep Jimmy in. He wins games." Jimmy was so limiting for that offense. When Brock Purdy's out there, you can feel that it's unlocked. Every single avenue on the field is now lit up like a green light all the way to the end zone, like all to the flat. Over here is like the options are enormous and endless for Brock Purdy. Whereas Jimmy was like just 5 plays, 12 yards down the field. That was it. Now everybody could be utilized. I'm excited about it, bro. All right,
bro, because I've seen Brock Purdy come in, and it's for anybody out there who wanna bet on Brock Purdy, man. I'll bet on Brock Purdy because he got the team around him, and you know what I'm saying. And thank God, Deebo Samuel did not have sustain a serious injury because Kyle Shanahan liked to run his skill play up the middle of the freaking defense.
Yeah,
I don't know why he liked to do that dumb stuff. That stuff is dumb, but. I pray that Brock Purdy have a successful career with the Niners, and I pray that Trey Lance, man, he finds somewhere he can go, he can develop. Because I think the thing is, I see the difference between Brock Purdy and Trey Lance. Brock Purdy played all those games in college. Trey Lance, I'm still a Trey Lance fan. I'm not gonna give up on him. Anywhere he go, I'm gonna follow his story. But the thing is, man, Kyle Shanahan is different, man. He's a different type of dude. And I'm accepting it for who he is. At the end of the day, man, I'm not rooting for Kyle Shanahan no more. I'm not rooting for the regime no more. I barely watch the games anymore. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, in my spirit, in my heart, I'm a Niner until I die. You know what I'm saying? So I want him to win. But at the end of the day, man, it's just that Kyle Shanahan's not the dude, man.
Yeah, compartmentalize it. Get back to watching the games because they need you, pal. And Brock Purdy's going to be fun to get behind. So appreciate you, my man. Anything else?
All right, bro.
Anything else?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Niner by nature. Appreciate.
No, sir. Thank you for the talk.
Yeah, appreciate all your support over the years, and call back anytime, man. We always love when you call.
Yes, sir.
Later. Next caller, hang tight because we got a $20 super chat from James. I missed this. This was sitting here for a little while. James with a $20 hauler. James making it rain here on the channel. Appreciate you, good buddy, dropping that $20 hauler. James's question is this. Sup, Smitty. Good problem to have. Start 2 running backs, 2 flexes, full PPR. Saquon, Cook, Jacobs. So two running backs, two flexes. It's going to be Saquon, Cook, Jacobs, and Christian Watson for me. You're just going to have to sit JK and Olave, unfortunately. I'm not, unless, Saquon's hurt or not playing or something, obviously. But that'll probably be what I'm rolling with. I don't think I could put Cook or Saquon on the bench. That would just be me. If the chat disagrees, please let me know. Guilty, appreciate you. Got offered Hollywood, Olave, Pacheco for Chase again. Guilty, appreciate you dropping that super chat and the question. And I played that already. You heard that. I play all the Instagram voice messages, which we are done with, and we got through them all for today. And then anybody that leaves a message now will go for tomorrow. I did have somebody say that they dropped something. Let's see here. Somebody said they dropped some bars. I don't know where you dropped the bars at, bro. I don't see anything. I don't know what account you dropped it on or what your Instagram is. But anyway, yeah, Sir Blunt, tell me what is your Instagram name? Check your IG message. I don't know. I don't see it, bro. I don't see your message. I'm looking for it. Okay, caller, I'm sorry I left you on hold. What can I do for you?
What's up, Smitty?
You're
My
quiet,
name's Jordan.
You're quiet, Jordan.
I'm just trying to figure out.
You're quiet as a ninja.
Where I should start first round of playoffs.
Okay.
So I got Devontae Adams and Christian Watson. Obviously, I'm starting those two. McCaffrey, Stevenson, starting those two. And then the question is between Palmer, Pacheco, Knight. I'm not sure if you want to write these down or not, but it's just a few names. So Palmer, Pacheco, and Knight, Pickens, Evans, and Ayuk. And you start three of them.
And is that just Jordan Palmer, right?
Yeah, Josh Palmer.
Or, I mean Josh Palmer, sorry. Jordan Palmer. Josh Palmer. For me, I'm going Mike Evans. And I know it's so frustrating, but the dude would have like 70 or 80 yards and a touchdown if that TD wasn't called back. He got a long touchdown pass that there was holding on. So I know that doesn't count. I know it's still frustrating, but he is being utilized. It was just pretty bad luck. Knight, I'm starting Knight. And this next spot, it's tough because I like Pickens a lot, but I'm probably not going Pickens, even though I do like Pickens a lot. Pacheco, I'm obviously contemplating. I'm probably not going to go Palmer now that Mike Williams is back and everybody's healthy, although he could do well at any moment. It's between Ayuk and Pacheco. And with Debo out, Ayuk is probably your safe play, but Pacheco is a little higher risk, higher reward. You're going to have to kind of pick your poison there, or we'll ask the chat if they rather start
even
Ayuk
with the Thursday night game.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because Thursday nights are typically, more on the bad side. So you'd still start Ayuk.
Well, like I said, I haven't decided yet. I'm on the fence about it. It's Ayuk safer.
Okay.
Pacheco's higher risk, higher reward. Let's go to the chat. What does the chat think? Go ahead and drop your vote. Ayuk or Pacheco? Ayuk on Thursday or Pacheco? Pacheco ran really tough, looked strong, but he just wasn't. It's just the presence of McKinnon taking away all of his receiving opportunity. It just limits Pacheco a little bit. He's got to have the touchdown or he ends up having a mediocre day. Ayuk feels safe, like a 60 and a touch. I feel like is probably going to be likely for Ayuk. So I kind of lean Ayuk, to be honest with you.
Okay, gotcha. Even with Pacheco versus Houston?
I mean, again, is that Pacheco versus Houston, or is that going to be McKinnon versus Houston? That's my concern. I like Pacheco a lot. I'm not saying that I'm even I'm on the fence a little bit. So why don't you bring this one back later in the week, before maybe the Thursday show, and we'll just ask this question here, Pacheco and Ayuk, and we'll do a vote on it. The chat's kind of kind of torn. I would say about 60-70% Ayuk, but there are some people saying Pacheco. But I don't know. Maybe is McKinnon available?
No.
Okay. Yeah, tough call, bro.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bring it back
That's it.
Thursday. We'll talk about it again.
All right, no problem.
All right.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for the super chat. Sir Bluntsworthy says, Smitty, check your IG message I got 4 bars to play. I'm looking. I don't know where you left it. I'm going into my... It's not in it's not in the Instagram voicemail group. I mean, I don't know, bro. I have no idea where to find it. Josh with a $20 hauler. Josh, appreciate you.
Mashed potatoes. Yeah, buddy.
Josh with a $20 wad on screen. Lost Javonte and been fighting and clawing my way back. Just snuck into the playoffs and need 2 running backs. Elliott Walker, Dobbins, Gibson, Zonovan Knight. Man. What's everybody thinking here? Check your junk mail on IG. Bro, do you know how many messages I get on IG? It does not look, I don't even know what to look for. And I'm not even sure. It sent me to voicemail when I call. Try one more time. Damn, try one more time. What's everybody think on this? Pick 2 running backs. Elliott Walker, Dobbins, Gibson, Zonovan Knight. Elliott Walker, Dobbins, Gibson, Zonovan Knight. Pick 2. If Walker's going to play, it would be hard to sit him. If he doesn't play or he seems like he's going to be limited against a very tough matchup, then Elliott and probably, I mean, it's going to be between Dobbins and Zonovan. I'd probably go Elliott and Zonovan Knight or Zeke and Walker if Walker plays. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Hello, Smitty. This is Tamian.
What's up, man?
So Debo just went down. So this league, this league I'm 11-2, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm trying to win. I know I'm making playoffs. Do I drop a player, one of my bench players, for Cooper Kupp? Will he come back?
I don't think he's coming back. I mean, I can't guarantee he won't come back, but I can't imagine why they would bring him back. We have 3 weeks of fantasy football left, and we have no signs of that happening, and they have nothing to play for. Does that mean that I'm 100% sure? No. But, I mean, there are people still holding on to Cooper Kupp. I've got Kupp in one league where there's, no one to pick up, and so I just held him. And I haven't cut him yet, but, like, he's 99.9% sure he's not coming back at all, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams would be stupid to bring him back. They'd be ridiculously stupid to bring him back. There's no reason. Yeah, but I know
Thank you for the advice.
Yeah, I wish I could say, like I said, I'm being honest. I have him in one league that there's no one to pick up. It's the deepest league in the world. I've just kept him. Like, I'd rather just look at his name on my roster than pick up some player I'm never ever gonna use that isn't even gonna score a point. So, like, I've kept him in that league, but, like, that's it, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, and hopefully you hit that big subscriber number soon.
Yeah, hey, appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, Smitty.
Later.
Okay. Adios.
Yeah, he's not coming back. So, Josh, appreciate your super chat to the moon. We're dropping that $20 wad. Josh, are you still here? Yeah, Josh is still here. Cup ain't coming back because the Stafford is out. Yeah, there's almost no reason. Debo just went down. Yeah. Elliot Dobbins. Smitty, how are we willing to trade down on Saquon? What's up, Ron? Ron Dolan, I keep hitting accept, and it just doesn't accept. I don't know why. Try one more time, Ron. Thank you, Josh. Josh, I appreciate your super chat. Sir Bluntsworthy, call in and do your bars, bro, because I don't know how to find your message at all. I don't know where it is, or you can walk me through where you sent it. Chris Smith with a super chat. Goff versus the Jets or Rodgers versus the Rams. Probably going Goff, bro. Like I said last week, he can trip and fall into 250 yards and 2 scores. What's up, Ron Navy?
Hey, what's up, Smitty?
What's up?
Hey, a couple of things, counterpoints. People that have to play Tua this week, I mean, but there's some, if you have a good choice, he's had 2 bad weeks, and now he's going to Buffalo. It's going to be 32-degree weather, and they're expecting snow. So I'm not big on Tua this week up in Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about him, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of feel like what we thought we were gonna see at the beginning of the year, and we were kind of all dumbfounded. We're like, God, he's doing good. Like that's kind of what we expected out the gate, and we were wrong. And Miami Mike was able to confuse some people for a while, but maybe Tua's figured out. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's that simple, but I mean, it's what a lot of people are suggesting, and there's something to think about. It's something to think about. Like, is Tua? I don't know. I see Miami Mike is that good. Miami Mike can disguise something like that. He's a very good coach, and I know he's learning a lot. And he's making mistakes, but I still like him a lot. I think he's a great coach, great motivator, team guy. Team loves him. He's done more with the situation than we ever could have imagined. So I think it's important to not be like, oh, Miami Mike sucks now. You know, he's done a lot already. So I'm pretty impressed. But you're right. Factoring in weather, factoring in Tua is continuously getting hit hard and banged up and sacked and you know, I thought he'd be done for the year on that hit he took where his back looked like it broke. And he's just getting rocked. You know, one more concussion.
Well, you see, in the game, they had heaters along the sideline, and they're in SoCal, and they're heaters. What do you think they're going to be like up in Buffalo with snow falling in 32-degree weather? They're going to be freezing their butts off if they can't handle SoCal weather, 50-degree SoCal weather.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't bode, I don't think, for them up in Buffalo this weekend. The other thing is those starts with, you know, I like Ayuk. I think Ayuk's going to fit in good, but the problem is with Ayuk is they're playing up in Seattle, and how well is Purdy going to be able to handle the 12th man? Because you know it's like one of the loudest stadiums in there, and so I don't know if San Fran, they'll have a good defensive game, but I don't know their offensive game's going to maybe be hurting a little bit because he's not used to that noise that cranks out up there. So I would actually go with Pacheco in that sense because they're going against Houston, and he has a capability of breaking one, even though they like to throw McKinnon in there for the passing and touchdowns. But I don't know. I'd almost go with McKinnon over Ayuk.
You know what I'm going to say
Those
here?
are just my thoughts.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that I feel this way in my bones, the core of me. You know, but I want to say, part of me feels like I feel like Purdy's a little special. I think he's a little bit special. I'm not going to call him the next rising star out of nowhere, but I'm going to say that possibility certainly feels like it's on the table right now. And what impresses me so much about Purdy is that his preparation to go into that game, when he had no idea he was going to go in and over-prepare, makes me feel like this is the kind of guy. He over-prepared as if he was going in the game every single game. He knew exactly what to do when he walked on the field. It was amazing. I don't think people realize how amazing his first game was against the Miami Dolphins in a high-pressure situation, going out there and doing what he did without any experience whatsoever. It was like he had experience baked in. And then all of a sudden he comes out and does it again the next week and looks phenomenal. I have a feeling Purdy's the kind of player that's prepared for everything you're talking about. It's already in his head. He's already expecting to know how to control the situation with, high level noise and crowds. I have a feeling Purdy's going to impress again. And if he can win in a high pressure situation against the Dolphins with that revenge or that coach versus student game, then come in and win this game that he just won, unbelievable win. I don't know that there's any. I don't think you can really even talk about another situation being more high pressure than those two, in my opinion. I mean, to beat Tom Brady's never been beat by a rookie quarterback. To go in there and do what he did, it was amazing. It was amazing. And it wasn't an easy defense either.
Well,
It's not like they're a walk in the park. Purdy looks really, really poised. And poised is the best way to describe him. Poised and a good feel for the game. And when he's in the pocket, he doesn't just move from one side to another and avoid a hit. He snakes around in there. He's got great mobility and a sense of poise and awareness of what's going on around him. His awareness and poise is the two words I would probably throw out. It's real impressive. So I get what you're saying. And Ron, you make a great point about the weather for Tua. And there's a lot of external factors to factor in. And I think that's why you're good at a lot of the pick'em stuff and the props, because you're factoring in some things that a lot of people probably would just kind of, I'm going to ignore that for now. But I do think Purdy can handle Seattle, but we'll see. It should be a good game.
Oh, I'm not anti-Purdy. I told you in private. I said I think we might be looking at the next young Tom Brady in him.
Yeah.
But the two games he's won has been at home in his own stadium, and so it's going to be interesting to see him go up to Seattle in that environment, and we'll see how he performs. But it's going to be a tough, rough environment, and we'll see how he does up there. Because pressure's different in your home stadium than it is in an away stadium.
Yeah, real quickly, Brofist Brad just dropped a $20 hauler. Brofist Brad, I'm running out of bills. I might need to refill here. Brofist Brad.
Mashed potatoes!
Appreciate you, Brofist.
We're gonna have to donate some more to get so you can go out and get another one so you can have a double fister.
Yeah. I didn't even think about the double fister. Wait, that would have to be for a $40 hauler though.
Yes,
the
$40
double?
and above, double fist.
That'd be good. Double fist and money guns.
Yeah.
Brofist Brad says currently driving across the.
Rough, but
you what?
The cleanup will be rough, but
yeah,
hey,
I mean, you guys got to
fun.
You guys got to see the floor. I'll show you. I'll snap a photo. I don't want to move my cameras, but Brofist Brad said this real quick. Hold on, let me snap a photo of the ground here. Brofist Brad said currently driving across country from Washington State to New Hampshire to move back home, doing it solo. So here's 20 for keeping me occupied these few days. Brofist Brad. Brofist Brad, appreciate you, my guy. Always supporting the channel, and you're the man. Let me send this picture of all the. This is partly due to you, Brofist. This money all over the floor. Let me show this right here. This is hilarious. This is my cleanup. Every time a show ends, I got them all over the ground there. So that's just so far. But by the end of the night, I'm finding them everywhere. Thank you, Brofist. Appreciate you. Ron, what else you got?
I sent you my picks for tonight, so you can check those out. But other than that, I'll let you go, and somebody else can call in, and because the game's gonna be starting soon.
Yep. All right, Ron Navy. Appreciate you, man.
Later.
Ron Navy, to the moon.
To the moon.
Terrell, what's up, man? Terrell.
What's going on, Smitty? How are you?
What's up, Terrell? What can I help you with?
So I have a waiver wire pickup I need to So I was wondering who the better options out of these three guys to pick up off the waiver wire. Chris Moore from Houston, or DJ Shark, or Elijah Moore. I was wondering who I should prioritize those guys, or how you would prioritize.
I'd probably say Chark for now, and I owe Chark and Chris Moore some flowers because I said both of them I wasn't really that high on them. Both have been doing well. They continue to do well. So Chark is in a good spot, I suppose. Yeah. He feels a little like Curtis Samuel to me though. Like there's a lot of weapons, and I don't know how he can continue to be consistent, but he's been doing well. So I'm probably gonna say Chark here. I always liked Chark too. Like back in the day, I thought he was gonna be a really good player. I thought he was gonna be a monster. But he ended up failing, and I think that might be part of my bias involved. I'll admit it. I think I just basically say, you failed already. What makes you what makes me think he's going to do well again? And he's been doing well. Chris Moore's pretty steady as well, but I would say Chark. I would say Chark then Moore than Eli Mitchell, or I'm sorry, Eli Moore. Only because Eli Moore. What did he do last week in Week 14? This week, Eli Moore.
Chris Moore?
No, Eli.
Who's Eli Moore? Oh, Elijah Moore. Oh, he had how many targets did he have? 10 targets, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look up his game log.
Yeah, 10. I got it. 6
targets.
for 60. 10 targets. Wow. Should have did better than the 60 yards, but I mean, 10 targets is crazy. Yeah. I mean, who knows? I still like Elijah Moore. I think he's a talent. I really wish he would have gone to Green Bay or something. Because they just don't use him right. They don't use him right. He deserves to get a shot as a number one wide receiver. And I know Garrett Wilson's there and Garrett Wilson's the one, but they need to use this guy or trade him and let him blossom as a wide receiver. He may not be an elite wide receiver one, but he's like a DJ Moore. Like DJ Moore is a wide receiver one conversation piece. Sometimes you're like, oh, if he ever got a good quarterback, he could be that good. The top 12, top 15 wide receiver. I think Elijah Moore had maybe he doesn't anymore because you lose it after a little while. It's not like you can just like 2 or 3 years later pick back up and go get that momentum cooking. So who knows if he'll ever amount to anything. I love Elijah.
Right,
I love
yeah,
Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore. Yeah, I drafted Elijah Moore, and I ended up dropping him because he didn't do nothing. That quarterback, I think him and that quarterback must have had something, a falling out or something, but
yeah,
just wasn't getting him in the beginning of the season. So I appreciate you. I'll definitely think about adding Shark or Elijah Moore before Chris Moore because we don't know if Nico Collins is coming back.
Yes, sir.
Next week. All right, I appreciate you.
All right, man. Call in
Enjoy the
anytime.
game.
Yep. Later.
Yep.
Let's see here. Mahomes, Judy, Ingram, Chark, and Zay Jones got me 195 points this week. Wow. Talk about the bye week team of the century. Nice job. Unbelievable. Glad I started Judy this week. Yeah, Judy is another overperformer, a guy that I didn't think would do what he did this week. It's hard to see three TDs coming, but what a great day he had. He's always capable. It's just a matter of trusting Denver, trusting that situation. Now Russell Wilson's injured. Who knows what Russ is going to be looking like walking into the coming week. My guess is Russell Wilson will be out for week number 15. He was rocked. He didn't know where he was. He looked like he had just woken up from prayers up to him. I'm not saying this in a way trying to belittle the situation, but he looked like he just woke up from a 2-hour nap when he opened his eyes on the field. I don't think he knew what had happened. I don't think he remembered anything. Let's see here. Buffalo, that's pretty good. Chris, if Nico. All right, one more caller, and then we're going to watch this game. I'm not going to go long today. We're going to just do about an hour and 15-minute show. I know that's long enough for some shows. We usually go a lot longer than that. During the off season, we may keep it to an hour to hour and a half and just create more content. That way I can get to the live streams at night, the midnight live streams, no matter what, on the Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. But we're going to start doing about an hour and a half show, I would imagine, going forward, which is fine. I think a lot of you don't mind that because that allows me to create more content. So kickoff is happening. Let's go with one more caller. Dial in. One more caller.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Make this a good one. Make this a good one. Who's dialing in? Who's the final caller of the night as the game kicks off? Good luck to every single one of you that have playoff implications on the line here. Go get them. Go do it live. Waiver wire show dropping tonight. I tried to answer your call. I'm sorry. Try back one more time. We might just end the show because kickoff's happening. Need the tickets bold prediction this week. Oh, need the ticklers bold prediction this week. What did James Robinson end up having that game? He said -7 yards. Does anybody know what? All right, let me get this game on here. Kyler Murray snapping the football. 2nd and 1. Calling our first down. I have a feeling the Cardinals are going to score on this drive. Just traded for the 1.1. Congrats, Ronaldo. To the moon.
To the moon.
Just got yourself the #1 Dynasty Fantasy Football player in Bijan Robinson. Did Kyler tear his knee? Oh, my God. That was no contact. Was that ACL? Was that Kyler Murray torn ACL? That looked like a torn ACL. The way he got caught. Oh, no. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's just a strain of some kind, but no non-contact cutting. He's still down. He just, oh man, he just went like this on the ground, or he. That looked bad. That looked bad. Bill the Tickler, you're live.
Hey, Smitty, how are you?
Oh, not good because just watch Kyler Murray go down on a non-contact run. No contact, went down. Looks like maybe an ACL by the looks of it, but hopefully it's something else. But he's on the ground. He kind of hit his hand on the ground like in frustration. That usually means that you're done. But
yeah, I'm watching the same thing, and I need 20 points tonight to win. And my opponent has nobody, and I have Kyler Murray and I have D-Hop.
You had Kyler Murray. I don't think he's coming back in, but we'll see.
No, I think the way he's, I don't know, that much time on the ground, it doesn't bode well.
Yeah, especially when it's non-contact. That usually, the reason that's bad when you think about it is like the person's giving up on the play, their body, naturally, and rightly so. I'm not saying that in a negative way, but when your body gives up, when you're in wide open, like even if you tore like your hamstring or something, you would still keep going down the field. You'd like hobble, and it's your natural instinct to keep trying to truck and to keep trucking it out there.
Right.
or you pull a groin or something, you kind of hobble, but you would go a little further. When you have a non-contact injury and you just fall, that means your body's just like you're done. There's no moving. There's no extra step you can take. And so that's why you could traditionally tell that it's a torn ACL or meniscus. It could be like a meniscus tear or something, and then it just made him fall. But he's on the cart. He's got his head down. They're patting him on the back. Does not look good.
Oh, no.
And whenever you put the towel over your head, he's putting the towel over his head right now. That's usually, you're just trying to conceal your emotions. Kyler Murray looks like a torn ACL, I would guess.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame for him.
Yeah. Hey, there were a couple people. I got to jump out of here, but there were a couple people that wanted to know your pick of the week, bro. Because you had that James Robinson mine. I don't know if you remember it, but you said, "What's your bold prediction of the week?" You said James Robinson minus 7 yards. Do you remember that? Do you remember that or no?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I remember the one that I missed when you asked me. Zay Jones over 50 yards.
All right, give us the boldest prediction. Bill the Tickler's boldest prediction of the week. Something crazy, Bill.
So I heard you say that a few minutes ago. I thought you said bold predictions.
No, bold.
College football.
Yeah, bold.
Bold. Bold. How about somehow D-Hop gets me 21 points without Kyler Murray? How about that?
Well, no, we want week 15, though, but that's good. Everybody's going to
like week 15. Oh, okay.
Something bold, man.
Something bold. How about the Giants and the Commanders tie again? That's pretty bold.
Yeah.
I hadn't looked at the full slate, so you caught me a little off guard. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, Bill.
I'm trying to.
No, that's fine.
Get a win.
That's good enough. All right.
Fourth place. So forgive me for being unprepared.
Oh, fumble already.
But I'll get back to you later.
Yeah. All right, Bill. Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you as well. Thanks, chat.
Bill the Tickler, everybody. You never know what you're going to get when Bill calls. I'll tell you that. You never know. You could get calm Bill. You could get giggling Bill. He could be laughing up a storm. He says the Giants and the Commanders will tie on Sunday Night Football. You heard it from Bill. Straight from Bill. I might end this and go live real quick. So I have 137 of you in here. I'm going to end this and go live and talk about Kyler's injury right now. So I'll see you back here in just a few minutes. So refresh the stream. We're going to go live on a new video. All right, guys, don't forget, I'm going live right now again. I'm going to end this stream, go live in about 2 minutes talking about Kyler.